Okay. There's a real basic principle in exercise, okay, that first of all exercise is stressful. There's none that's not. Okay? So all exercise is stressful. It stresses the system, and if the person persists through the stress and it's not too extreme, they get an adaptation to the stress, which we call getting in shape. Okay? Now let's say if the exercise was lifting a 10-pound weight 10 times, 3 times a week. The first week, your bicep would actually get sore from doing that if you haven't been doing any curls at all. The first week, your bicep would get sore. The second week, not so much. The third week, with the same exercise, it wouldn't feel like you're doing anything. By the fourth week, you'd actually start to lose what you gained, even though you're still doing the same exercise. Why? Because you adapt to it. The more you adapt to it, the less it stresses you. The less it stresses you, the less it benefits you, the less adaptation there is from the stress. And that adaptation is what we call the benefit of exercise. Now, I'm a physical trainer, so I already know this. So what I do is I say, okay, it's 10 pounds, 10 times, 3 times a week for 3 days. On day number 4, add 3 reps and 2 pounds. On day number 14, add 3 reps and 2 pounds. And I come up with some regimen like that where I change, and/or I say, all right, now do the first 10 really, really fast. And then do another set of 10 with a plus 2 pounds and watch what happens. Okay? I start to vary the intensity, the duration, the speed, or the resistance. And if I do this, okay, I do this variation of pressures, you'll have what's called a conditioning effect. And the better I'm at that, the longer you'll be able to sustain the conditioning effect, even to the point of where you could eventually become a world-class athlete from ground zero. So you can take a person who has no exercise background at all, with the right trainer, that person could take that person from nothing to Olympic athlete in somewhere about 4 or 5 years. And that's how they would do it, by varying the training, cross-training, increasing intensity, speed, duration, actual sport activity, and so on. That's true for anyone. All right. Now that's just exercise. All right. The body that we're working to heal is exactly the same body. And all therapy is stressful. The body responds to the therapy exactly the same way it responds to exercise. No difference. We like to say it because it's healing that makes it special, right? But no, it's still about variation, duration, intensity, range of motion, repetition, etc. Because that's how you create new neural pathways, by the way, is through repetition. So over the course of your therapy, you have to have a certain amount of repetition. But if you have too much, then it becomes stagnating. You have to have variety. And you have to stimulate people in unexpected ways, and you have to keep them on the edge, at the near crisp edge of being uncomfortable for as long as possible. As long as possible. Because as long as they're close to that, you're getting a therapeutic response, because you're forcing an adaptation. In order to have that much contact with a person over time, to force, cajole, cooperate, connive, contrive, cooperate, to be able to get the changes that we need to have time with our clients. And so when someone comes to me and they say, oh, Dr. J, I want to get a Thai massage, I go, woohoo, high five, Thai yoga, Thai massage, high five, yeah, I'm the man, I'm the Thai guy, I can do that. You are so in the right place. You know? And they're like, how long does the session last? And I go, oh, 20 hours. Whoa. And then I'll get a little story. It'll be something like this. Well, Well, I got a Thai massage from my friend who went to massage school, and they did this whole thing in their class, and I got a 2-hour session, and that's what I want. I'm like, oh, well, you should go back there. You know, if what you want is a 2-hour session from a beginner in a massage school, then if the school's still there, beat feet, go back and get more, you know? I said, but actually, I said, but if you want an expert, if you want a treatment, it's you know, the entry level is 9 to 12 hours, but I'm not at entry level, so I'm going to say 20 for me. And I need you to commit to that up front, or I'm really not going to work on it. Okay? I don't have time to make commitments for people to do therapy that's unrealistic, that they're going to get the objectives they're here for. So if I really believe to cure 20 years of migraine headaches takes 1 whole day of therapy, at least. I believe that. My experience tells me that if you have 20 years of chronic migraine headaches and you've spent, I don't know, a couple $100,000 in insurance at various hospitals and medical bills and MRIs and whatnot over that 20 years and unsuccessful with it, I can probably fix it, but it's going to take me a whole day to do it. I'm not a miracle worker. It's going to take me at least a whole day. And a day in my book is somewhere between 9 and 12 hours. That's not much to ask for. Okay? It's not. It's not much to ask for. And then what the therapeutic day does for me is it keeps me straight in that it gives me a very organized approach to my house cleaning and my housekeeping, so I don't miss anything obvious, because I'm just like anybody else. I get in a groove, got my way of doing things, got my little shortcuts. You know, I'm just like everybody else. And when I follow the protocol, even though I will do some variations, I still follow the protocol. But when I do it, what it does is it at least makes me think, what do I need to do? Is there anything I need to do in this attitude? Or how much do I want to do in this attitude? And then I also use, because I'm an advanced practitioner, I even use a whole therapeutic day as an assessment. In other words, I actually don't have a problem with that sometimes it takes me 9 or 10 hours to figure out what's wrong with me. Really, I don't have a problem with that. I know a lot of therapists, a lot of docs are much better than me. They can sort out your whole life of problems in like 8 minutes. Really, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 11. What was the on one of the documentaries? We had a doctor from Stanford who did a epidemiologic style study on what was the actual average contact time per patient, per doctor, and he came up with a number. It was a little bit less than 11 minutes. Okay. Now, those guys must just be so freakishly sharp, because I just can't do it. I cannot sort out your mind, body, spirit, your mental, psychological, familial, chemical, metabolic, addictive, compulsive, etc., in 11 minutes. I can't do it. I can't. I can't do it. Okay? Sometimes, literally, I have to talk to people for days to sort out what's going on in their life.
What is the Dr. King?
Yeah, well, Dr. Kane. Let's be a Dr. Can-dos of a Dr. Kane, you know? But the thing about it is I found, for example, so I'll do 7 sessions, right? That you will tell me something critical on day number 6. You could have told me on day